Hello students, I am Ravi Verma and in this video we will start the new chapter, that is why do we fall ill. NCERT solutions of the previous chapter have been discussed well in the online classes, right? And now we have started this chapter in the online classes. So this is very important to have complementary videos for the same chapter. This is why I have started this chapter here. Okay, so why do we fall ill? This is a question which is asking why do we get certain illnesses or diseases in our life. So the whole chapter will actually is focused on this, that what is actually our health and what are the factors which affect our health, what is a disease, what are the causes of disease, what are the different types of diseases. This all will be the content of this chapter. Also, how we can prevent the diseases is very much important point, very much important topic of this chapter. So first of all, before starting this chapter, let us understand that our body is made up of cells which make tissues, which make organs, and then organ systems. So if functioning of certain tissues is affected, obviously the functioning of organ will be affected, and if the functioning of a particular organ is affected, the whole organ cell system will be affected. And not only this, if there is a problem in one organ system, the functioning of other organ system will also be affected. For an example, if we talk about kidney, then its function is to remove urea from the body. If kidney is not removing urea, it will accumulate into the tissues and even in the brain, and brain will not be functioning properly because of accumulation of urea. Or we can say, if kidney is not functioning well, the brain also will not function well. So we can say that malfunctioning of one organ or organ system will affect the functioning of other organ or organ system. Now what is health? Health means being well, means when we are doing our functions effectively according to our age, we are healthy. So the term health is closely associated or closely related with the effective functioning according to the age. For example, our grandmother is very old, so what is expected according to her age is that she must be capable, she must be able to visit market and the neighborhood. If she is doing this function effectively, that means she is healthy. But but the expectation from a young boy or girl are very much different. In fact, a young boy or girl can do a lot of physical work as compared to the grandmother. So we can say that the health is defined at different ages uh, uh, differently. Means to the expectations of being healthy are different at different ages, right? Now let's look at the definition of health. Certain other important points we will cover here. Health is a state of being well enough to function well physically and mentally. So as we know that health is associated with effective functioning, and effective functioning means we are functioning well physically, mentally, and socially. Or we can say, if we are physically fit, mentally fit, and socially fit as well, then we are healthy. So this definition is very important. What is the meaning of this? It means that you are healthy only if you are healthy in all these three parameters. Means you are fit physically, mentally, and socially. So physical fitness means you don't have any disease, right? You are grown up very well, and you are capable of doing physical workout as according to your uh, age. In the same way, mental fitness means your thinking process is very good, you are thinking well, you are using proper logic, right? You are not depressed, your your mind is properly concentrated on what you are doing. This is your mental fitness. And if we talk about social fitness, that means your interaction with the society is very good, means you are behaving very good, you are thinking good for the society. This is your social fitness. The social fitness actually is also affected by the people or the society with whom you are living, right? So definitely your social fitness also depends upon the people who are living around you. This is how you will maintain the interaction with them. So social fitness basically is how you interact with the society, right? If you are interacting well, then you are socially fit. Now, what are the factors affecting health? Let's understand. These may be either personal or the factors related to the community, right? If we talk about community factors, then first of all is the environment or the surrounding in which we are living, and the environment may be of two types. The environment may be of two types. One is the physical environment, the other is the social environment. Physical environment is actually the place or places where you live, where you learn, where you work, or where you play. You live in your homes, you learn in your school, you work in offices, and you play in playgrounds, right? So these places are actually the physical environment. And in physical environment, a lot many things are included. For example, the air you breathe, or the water you drink and use for other purposes, right? Or the wall, the types of houses, right? The types of roads, the types of transportation, these all are included in your physical environment. So generally you have noted that if you have a very good physical environment, your health will be good. But you are living in a polluted environment, then your health will not be good. So dear students, in a bad or distorted physical environment, for example during a cyclone, your health is at risk. Now let's talk about the social environment. Social environment means the type of society in which you live, the type of people in which you live. This is very important factor for your individual health. You live in villages, towns, and cities, and in such places, in fact, the physical environment is determined by the social environment. One example of this may be that if people are good, they will not throw garbage on the roads or near around your homes, so there will be a good public hygiene. And in this situation your physical environment will be good, right? But if the people are not good, if the society is not good, maybe they are throwing a lot of garbage, right? A lot of debris in and around the homes, and then the physical environment will not be good, and your health will be at risk. So public cleanliness means the cleanliness of the roads, the hospitals, the schools, means the uh, the cleanliness of the surrounding beyond your homes, right? So this is again very much important factor, and please note that this is determined by your social environment, that is your society. Now the opportunity to do work is actually the employment. Dear students, if a person has good employment, if there are opportunities of employment, right, the people will be earning good, right? They will be having money, and because of money they will be capable of arranging a lot many facilities and food. And if there are facilities and food, obviously the person will be physically fit, mentally fit, means there are more chances of being physically, mentally, and socially fit. However, only the presence of money is not a determinant of your health, right? But still employment is very important. If there is poverty, neither the food will be available, nor the facilities will be available, nor the respect will be available, and in such a situation the people are going to be unhealthy. Okay, so this is why we want to improve, we want to eradicate the poverty and improve the economic state of our countries and our states. Okay, so now let's talk about what is disease. Dear students, disease generally is used when someone is uncomfort, is in some discomfort. So when there is certain discomfort, we generally relate the term disease. However, only being discomfort uh, is not definition of the disease. Actually, what happens when we can identify a certain specific or particular cause of the discomfort, and when when functioning of one or more systems in our body has changed, has disturbed, and because of this there are certain signs and symptoms, then we can say that there is a disease. So there are actually four things that you need to count during a disease: that there will be some discomfort, there will be some specific cause behind it, and certain organ systems will be involved in it, right? And there will be certain symptoms and signs of the disease, then we can say that this is a disease. So dear students, there is another term that is called illness. So illness and disease, these two terms are actually a little bit different. Illness and disease, these two things are actually a little bit different. For example, you may have headache because of the examination pressure, then in that case this is not a disease, this is actually simply a illness. But disease is something very serious in which there is a particular cause, and there are certain there is a malfunctioning or dysfunction of certain organs or organ systems of your body. So disease is something very serious, right? While illness may be either very much severe, or the illness may be very much mild. Okay, so one more thing is very important regarding the disease, that these situations, these signs and symptoms, right, or this malfunctioning should not be because of certain physical injury, because physical injuries are not included in the diseases, right? For example, if you have certain wound in your leg, and because of this you are feeling some symptoms, like you are feeling some fever, or you are having a lot of pain, that may not be included in the disease, right? Because this is because. All right, now let's talk about the definition. Let's have a look at the definitions of the disease also. Any harmful deviation from the normal structure and functional state of the organism, generally associated with certain signs and symptoms, and differing in nature from the physical injury. So whenever the structure, either the structure or the function of certain organs or organ systems of your body is disturbed, and because of this there are certain signs and symptoms, and if they are not because of the injury, this is a disease. Got it? So we can take an example of the disease to explain this definition. For example, tuberculosis. In tuberculosis, what happens? Wait a minute, let me close. In case of tuberculosis, what happens, that the lungs of a person are actually affected. This is because certain bacteria has entered into the lungs and is reproducing inside the lungs and damaging the tissue of the lungs. In this situation, the certain cause is this microorganism, this bacteria, which will be called a pathogen, right? And what is happening, that one organ is severely affected, actually the lungs will not be able to function properly because its structure has been damaged, its tissues have been damaged. Okay, so there is a specific cause, you can see there is a specific cause, right? There is disturbance in the structure and function of the lungs. And what will be the symptoms? That there will be the fever, right? And there will be the cough, right? These will be the symptoms and signs of the disease. So this is how we can say that this is a disease. So all the parameters of the disease are fulfilled here. But in case of injury, certain difference in being disease free and being healthy. So if we say that we are disease free, that means that doesn't mean that we are 100% healthy. A disease free person either may be healthy or unhealthy. For example, some person doesn't has disease, but the person is depressed due to certain social causes or due to certain personal causes, right? If the person is depressed, right, however, or a person is under stress, however the person doesn't has any disease, in that situation he might not be said to be healthy, right? So if someone is disease free doesn't mean he is healthy, but being healthy gives a guarantee that he is disease free. So if someone is healthy, he should definitely be free from any disease, right? So a healthy person is 100% disease free, and a healthy person is also fit mentally and socially. So this is the difference between being disease free and being healthy. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video we will be discussing about symptoms of the disease, signs of the disease, and various causes of the disease.